Alright, here's a short video describing how to save your processing sketch. It doesn't really matter what the content of the sketch is, but something about the naming conventions we'd like to save these as well as how to turn processing sketches in, specifically via Canvas. So here's a sketch that I made. Let's say this is my assignment or my project. First of all, it's a really great idea for all of your assignments and projects to make sure at the very top that you make some comments about the project. So what I really like to see is the title. So this might be, small assignment number 1. I like to see your name by, in my case, John Park, and maybe a date too. The date could be, I don't know, November 20th, 2020. Okay. Also, if this is for a class, I think it's a great idea to have a very small, at least a small description of the project. What's it about? If this is a large project that you're turning in for a class, I really prefer to just get a little prefer to have, let's say, a paragraph of notes about what is this project about, why did you make it, why did you make the decisions that you did, and so on. Just as a note, when you make comments, making a / means that you can write whatever you want, but if you know that you're going to be writing a lot of different things, you can also do a /*. /* means everything below the code gets commented out, and then when you're done, you can say */, and that will mean that everything between this mark at line 4 and this mark at line 9 gets ignored. Or at least you can write whatever you want and processing won't try and write code for that. So, my project is about A, B, and C. Something like that, and you could write line after line after line. Okay, now, when you're done with that, first of all, when you save your project, we can do a file, save as, and I'm going to save this to my desktop. Now, whatever name you give here for your sketch, processing will create a whole folder that has the same name. And I really want you to get in the habit of putting in your last name, underscore, first name, underscore, and then what assignment or project is this. So I'm going to say this is project 3. Okay, now, as soon as I go ahead and save that as my last name, first name, project 3, boom, it gets saved. Look, it didn't just make a single file that has that name, it makes a whole folder. How do I know? If I double click and look inside, here's the actual processing sketch itself. That's what this code is right here. If I had images or sound files or video files or whatnot, they would be inside of a folder in here that's called data. Okay, data. And you could go inside the data folder and see any of your assets or things that were used or referenced within your code project. So, first note is that yes, it made a whole folder of the same name. Processing really wants and needs for that folder to have the same name as the file inside. So one mistake I see is people will kind of call their project something really quite different, and at the very end, after they save it, they try and rename this folder here. If you do, it causes a headache for any of us who are grading or looking at your projects because it'll make us rename the content of your file here the same name as the folder that it's sitting in. So just do it right from the get-go like I did, do a file, save as, and give it the proper name from there, and then you're in good shape. Now, in terms of turning this project in, what we really need to do is to essentially save your whole project as a single file. And the best way to do that is to use what's called a compression program. Luckily, they're built in to both Windows and a Mac. So on Windows here, I am just going to right-click on the folder. Notice I'm not inside of the folder. I'm at the kind of top level, selecting the entire project folder. I'm going to right-click and say Send to and Compressed Zipped Folder. Now, as soon as I click on this, boom, look what it did. It gave me a new zip file. It asked me right now, like, hey, do you want to rename this? If you don't, you can just click elsewhere here. And this zip file contains this whole folder inside of it. So this is the file that you'd want to turn in. Because when I, as the grader, then download your project, right, I would essentially get this file here, and if I were to, at that point, if I were to right-click on it and just say extract all, it would extract out and dump out your whole folder. And I need the whole folder with your processing file and any references and images and videos and stuff there. So that's really what I need to give you all a grade, is the entire project, essentially with everything self-contained, just like that. So that's the zip you'll turn in. That's the process we'll be moving forward with turning in projects.